Eyes still on Charlottesville tonight. 3 people are dead, many more hurt as folks across America denounce the violence. Appreciate you being with us on this Sunday. I'm Ryan Sims. So much has happened since these violent demonstrations started yesterday. We're going to break it all down for you, take a look at new developments and what officials are now calling domestic terrorism, really a key designation. First, some background. Hundreds of alt-right nationalists and counter demonstrators marched through the streets of Charlottesville, Virginia, holding flags and signs, shouting profanities at one another. But the most violent moment was when a car struck a group of counter-protesters there. Due to the graphic nature of this content, we're not going to show you the actual impact. Video, though, from the scene shows a gray sedan plowing into protesters. Virginia police identified the driver as 20-year-old James Fields Jr. He has since been charged with second-degree murder, along with a slew of other serious charges. That, as Attorney General Jeff Sessions said, the FBI and the Department of Justice will be launching an investigation into this deadly crash. As for the victim in this case, she has been identified as 32-year-old Heather Heyer. Authorities say she was killed while crossing the street there in Charlottesville. Friends, family, the community holding a vigil that you see on your screen tonight in memory of her. Meantime, 2 state troopers died in a helicopter crash outside Charlottesville. They were en route to give backup to authorities when their chopper suddenly fell out of the sky. The cause of that crash still being investigated. As for the actual protest, alt-right activists and white supremacists plan to protest the city's decision to remove a statue of a Confederate general. That's really what sparked this whole thing. Hundreds of white nationalists marched through the streets holding flags, signs, even makeshift weapons and shields. As we've seen, the protests quickly turned violent when alt-right activists and counter-protesters clashed. Tonight, 3 men have been arrested in connection with the violence. Now, right here in Spokane, people gathering to mourn the 3 victims in this awful case, as well as stand up to racism and hatred. KREM 2 is live. Amanda Rowley is at that vigil with reaction. Amanda, how is it looking out there tonight?
Hey Ryan, when we were here earlier, folks started to slowly trickle in. I was here when they were setting up for this candlelight vigil. I just want to show you behind me here. Folks are starting to head down the steps. We're right by the City Hall, Spokane City Hall, and there are flowers that are lined up on the upper portion. These have been donated, I'm told, by Albertsons and Yokes. Folks are asked to take one of these flowers, and at the end of the event, they'll be asked to take them, walk around the city, and hand one out to someone as a sign of peace, to either brighten their day or just give some love in a time like today. Now, joining me is Cynthia Hamilton. She's one of the activists here today. Cynthia, kind of talk to me about the importance of seeing the community come out to an important event like this.
Well, absolutely. This is, we're just a part of the entire country, and our city is hurting just like everyone else over the loss of life in Charlottesburg yesterday. And it's just the one Spokane way we have of saying that we're all in this together. And you won't see a bit of violence or anything from any of us. And we're the same rabble-rousers that have been, challenging folks to city halls and stuff. But when it comes together, I mean, when it all comes to hit the fan, we're all in this together. And we just have to stand up for that. Cops' lives were lost yesterday. A beautiful young woman was lost. And we just need to make that stand known and start having the difficult dialogue, white people with white people, about where this anger and confusion and animus comes from with these white nationalists.
And you've been in touch with the event organizers saying that this is a way for folks to stand against racism in Spokane. And I understand that you usually wear pink. You were telling me earlier I wear pink, but you're also wearing black today. Kind of tell me you're in mourning.
That's correct. I am in mourning today. So, I just like everyone else here. They may not have thought to wear black, but they're here. They're mourning. Nobody's celebrating here today. We're just deeply sorrowful about what's going on in our country, and we're fighting very hard to make sure that we are able to reclaim the country, not make it great again. It's always been great, but it's only as great as we allow it to be. If we allow things to have the wheels spin off, Ben Franklin told us that, we could lose this democracy if we let it. So we don't want that to happen.
Well, thank you so much, Cynthia, for chatting with us. I appreciate it. Now, just for folks who are planning to maybe head down this way, again, it started at 6. It's already kind of made the movement down the steps here, but if you'd like to participate, you're asked to not bring wax candles. If you'd like to bring a candle type deal, you can bring a flashlight or LED candle. There will be open mic, and 2 speakers will be speaking. One individual from Gonzaga, instructor from Gonzaga, as well as a minister speaking. And again, if you are here, be sure to just grab a flower and share some of that love they're hoping to spread today. Ryan?
Amanda, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Staying on the topic of Charlottesville tonight, we have seen a few reports on social media suggesting that the president of college Republicans at WSU attended that rally in Charlottesville. We talked to him today. We'll hear from him coming up at the bottom of your hour right here on KREM 2 News at 6 o'clock. In the wake of the violence in Charlottesville, dueling protests underway tonight in Seattle. Thousands of protesters marching through downtown there. We're told a few skirmishes have broken out between protesters and police. Authorities used both pepper spray and flashbangs to keep things under control, all as police try to keep those opposing rallies apart. Other news now back here on the east side of the state. We may have finally seen some rain here in the inland northwest, but apparently it was no match for a growing wildfire in Adams County. The East Saddle Mountain Fire is burning west of Othello. 17,000 acres affected there. We're told 1 home and an outbuilding have been lost. 30 other homes are under evacuations. Authorities are urging people to avoid that area if possible. 200 firefighters are on the scene there. The cause of that fire is being investigated. Now, another positive to this rainy, cloudy weather, Spokane's air quality finally improved. How long has it been? Air quality levels currently at moderate, which is, of course, a vast improvement over the past week. It's about time that things have improved. Michelle Boss is in the Weather Center tracking the big changes to what we've been seeing. Michelle, will these improved conditions be sticking around, I hope?
With the air quality, I think we're going to get a couple of days of good air quality, but that doesn't mean the smoke can't come back later this week, unfortunately. For now, enjoy the nice clean air and enjoy the rain that we had this morning and the cooler temperatures. Satellite and radar pictures showing most of the rain has moved out of the area. We still have a few clouds around, especially across North Idaho, but skies are starting to clear out there as well. Rainfall amounts weren't particularly impressive in Spokane County. Most amounts less than 0.05 of an inch. And believe it or not, at the Spokane Airport, we continue with our dry streak because even though it did rain, it was still less than 1/100 of an inch. And so that is considered non-measurable rain if it's less than 1/100 of an inch. So today is day 46 of that dry streak, and it continues. We did see a couple of hundredths across the Spokane Valley and other parts of Spokane County, but we all enjoyed the cooler temperature. 74 in Spokane, currently now in the 60s across the Idaho Panhandle. A little sun across the Columbia Basin and up towards Omak has pushed those highs back into the lower and mid 80s, but cool here in Spokane with temperatures in the 70s this evening, down to 54 overnight, and sunshine returns tomorrow, but we'll keep the more comfortable temperatures in the upper 70s.
Finally getting nicer out there. Thank you, Michelle. Hey, here's a traffic alert for those of you heading across the state this week. Rock blasting will close I-90 at Snoqualmie Pass this week. It'll happen 7 to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday, so beware of that. Also, you want to avoid this. Tomorrow, crews will start work to replace several sections of guardrail near Vantage. Traffic, we're told, will be reduced to a single lane both directions. Those closures will be in effect all day until the work is complete. All right, time now.